Well, hello, how's it going? What a glorious day. Hope you're all alright. Just sitting there, taking in the rays, as you do, and just contemplating what to do and when to do. And I was just thinking about my past work life and stuff like that, and the grind and the stress and Jesus. Um, so I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about my work history if anybody's interested. I'd like to know about yours if you put in the comments. And if you're retired, and if you're happily retired or you're itching to get back to do some work. So I kind of started out back in I left school in 1980, and I always wanted to be a mechanic. That's what I had in mind, because I used to like tinkering with stuff. And my mum always used to say, yeah, you can take stuff apart to see how it works, but you never get it back together. So that was my aim, to get things back together. So yeah, I through a friend of a friend of a friend of my dad's and mum's, I managed to get a start at West Road Garage in Crook from a man called Charlie Slack. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I used to sell cars, and um, we used to prepare them for sale and do servicing and stuff like that. So yes, it was a nice start. Nothing demanding or anything like that, for a youngster willing to learn. So anyway, as time went on, I was there for, well, not a great deal of time, not years or anything, but months. And occasionally I'd have naught to do and stuff like that. And so I thought, oh, well, I'll just wash the boss's car. So thinking I was doing a good thing and all that. And bearing in mind, he was a strange fella, lovely chap, like, but strange in his ways. Uh, I washed the car, and it was a colour called Midnight Blue, which was almost black. It was a Ford Cortina Estate. I can remember it vividly. And I gave it a clean. It was in the winter time, and thought, yeah, he'll be happy with that, using the initiative. Anywho, once it had dried off, there was a triangle of doom of where I'd missed. And I just thought, oh dear, never mind. But no, he clocked onto it and come out, and he was furious. I mean, bearing in mind, I wasn't asked to wash his car or anything like that. I was furious. Long story short, he kicked us up the arse and told us I was sacked. So off I went. So that was a bit of introduction into work life, and I was a bit, ooh, that's not very good. And bearing in mind, this is the 80s, where, Thatcher's Britain and stuff like that, and there was very few jobs. You're getting paid 13.50 a week, I think, for your 40 hours. So then I went on to, after that, um, I got a job as a dispatch rider, um, which was a great job. I loved that because I was into motorbikes. So a dispatch rider. We were based in Hunwick. It was called Two Wheels Motorbike Messengers. And I met a lifelong friend there, Charlie. God rest his soul. Um, and yeah, we were based in Hunwick. And as time went on, we got an office in Newcastle. But unfortunately, being two teenage young lads, we kind of tossed it off when we were supposed to be out delivering flyers and stuff like that and building the business up. We were in all the record shops looking at the latest releases and patches for our denim jackets. So needless to say, the business didn't do fantastically well. Um, Again, very trying time. So it wasn't just down to us; it was the work climate, which wasn't brilliant. So after that, desperation for jobs and all that, there was a scheme called Community Task Force, which was all various jobs. You sort of, I think it was 30 odd quid a week. You went to do various things in the community, etc., etc. And fortunately for me, me and my pals, we managed to get on in Hampsley Forest, which was fantastic because you're out the way. It was a good surroundings and stuff like that. And we were building dry stone walls, which I think that was only a 6 month scheme. But yeah, it was great. Met some good people there and all, and I enjoyed that. So after that, I believe A friend of the family again was working in a factory in Newton Aycliffe that made sofa beds and settees and stuff like that. So I went for an interview, got the job. So I started off in the cutting room. So in the cutting room, we were obviously closing the title. We were cutting the fabric and stuff like that for the sofa beds, and yeah, that was great. Again, made lots of friends, and I worked my way up through the ranks in the cutting room. Um, I ended up being the cutting room manager after a few years. Like, bearing in mind, I worked there 25 years, so I couldn't exactly say how long that took. But yes, I was cutting room manager. Then we went automated, and I went on courses and stuff like that to use the automated machines, etc., etc. Um, so yeah, that was good. And then I progressed on to, in the same company, I progressed on to be the stores manager, which stores manager and buyer, which up until the point where it closed, I'd been there 25 years, and it went into receivership. We were one of the biggest suppliers to Argos, and we exported all over Europe, Italy, France, Germany, and we did all the mail order catalogues in these countries. And it was great. It was great while it lasted. We moved factories a couple of times, purpose-built factory. Again, made loads of good friends there. And I missed it. We were like a family. It was a community. It was like it was really like a family. So that was a big loss. That happened in 2009. Then 2009, when that closed, I worked for another small furniture company, which wasn't very good at all. It was badly run. Worked with some pricks, but never mind. That's another story. Uh, I think I was only part time then because I was bringing the kids up. I was just the hours were good for me, and I was back in time to, well, able to drop the kids off at school, able to pick them up from school, so that suited. Then that went into receivership, no surprise. And then after that, I worked for a friend of mine. We were doing, well, he had his own removal company, so I was working with him, with driving and doing removals, house clearances and stuff like that. Again, very good, enjoyable job, great crack, good lads and everything. I really enjoyed that. Uh, then after that, I did some voluntary work at the Butterwick Hospice in the warehouse in Eagles Cliff, and eventually I got a paid job there working on the vans, which was to supply the shop, go to the shops, take stock in, take old stock out, go to customers' houses, etc., get the donations. It was brilliant, enjoyed it. And then they employed another van driver who was a complete and utter pig, a disgrace, and actually still working for them now. He's absolute disgrace. No respect for people, for the people who were donating stuff. He was very rude and just a terrible, terrible man. So I was I never planned on staying there because it was a fair old hike to travel to, and in the winter it was difficult. So yes, I jacked that in, um, and that was it for me. I kind of sort of thought, right, this is it. I had no mortgage. I'd pay my mortgage off when I got made redundant. Um, so I thought, right, do I really need to work? Do I really need to? Do I need the stress? Um, can I manage? And yes, after to and fro and stuff like that, I just thought, yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll try my best. So to make ends meet, a bit of buying and selling, stuff like that, and it's kind of it's worked out for me. So and I felt much healthier since not being part of the big machine. Um, so yes, and that's kind of it. And this is where I'm at now. Not to say I won't work again. I would probably like to um, do a bit of like maybe 16 hours a week, but it would have to be the right job for me, and it would have to revolve around this. Why 16 hours would be ideal. Actually, I could do that. So yeah, maybe in the future I will. But time's going on. Time stands still for no man. 61-year-old. Who wants to employ 61-year-old? I don't know. Anyhow, there you go. The sun's gone in now, so that's me. I'm going in for a cup of coffee. Catch you in a bit. Ta-ra for now. Why is that not gone?